in Connaught Place. Some of you have been by to see us and participated in the LedBy in-person events that we've hosted. And if you haven't been by in person, we hope you have the opportunity to come. If anybody is outside of the Delhi NCR, we have American spaces across the country wherever we have a consulate. So Kolkata, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Mumbai for now, and there are more coming online all the time. The embassy is really muting. The U.S. mission's really pleased to partner with LedBy. We really have so much appreciation for the work LedBy is doing. And I'll tell you, if you'll indulge me, just a couple small anecdotes. But one is that a couple weeks ago, I went and visited a major NGO in the Delhi area, working in a field that's not particularly gender related. There would be no reason why there would be more men or more women in this organization. But as we went and met with this very large organization, everyone from the reception to the people who were touring us around, to all of the leadership that we met, to the kitchen staff, everyone in this organization was a man. And at a certain point, like, I really found myself questioning why that would be. And then they called in the young researchers who are working on a project that we've partnered on. And as the researchers came in, they were, in the 20 to 30 age bracket for the most part. It was at least 50% women, young scientists, bright young minds. And this gap between the young people who were very well represented and then the older leadership, you saw this very dramatic difference. Sorry for muting. And it really raises the question of what happens in an organization when all of the leadership is male. What does that do to the thinking about issues big and small? What kind of mentorship is provided? So there's a gap there, and I know it's repeated across corporations, private sector, public sector, across India. The other aspect is our online audience. Right now, we're looking at the number of Indians, young Indians who go to the United States for studies. And that number, the number of women is 37%. Could be lower, in some countries it is, but it also could be higher. More girls than boys are in schools in India. More young women are entering college programs and studying amazing things. Why are we seeing this drop off? When we look at our audience for who's learning about study in the United States through Education USA, through the American Center, through the US Mission, we see that about a quarter of our online audience is female. And so online, and I think that's a number that's not too far off the norm for Facebook or Instagram audiences. I think Facebook's is about a third female countrywide. I could be a little bit wrong. But if we're having conversations online, if we're sharing information, if we're scrolling Instagram and looking for inspiration, are we seeing enough women? Are women's voices prominent? Are they being heard? And are they continuing to the point where they're leading? So I'm really happy to be part of what LedBy is doing and to continue to support your work. And I'm really excited about today's session. We get a lot of questions about personal branding and online identity. So I'm looking forward to meeting our speaker and to hearing things that can strengthen all of our voices. So thank you and have a good time today.
Thank you, Asba. So I believe some of you, I know some of you, and some of you already know me from LedBy. I've been a member. I passed out last year from here, from the 2023 cohort, accelerator cohort. And it's always been a pleasure to be back here and share whatever little I could. So I have around 13 years of experience, cumulative experience in soft skills and communications, which includes content writing, copy editing. I've been a copy editor with some of the entertainment as well as news brand names in the country, globally as well. And of late, I've been intrigued by personal branding a lot. And which is why when Asba asked me to conduct something, for the participants so that all of us can learn from it. So I thought, why not personal branding? I would like to share my screen right now and begin. I know it sounds a very typical way to begin a presentation, but I thought, I need something, some resource to, settle the tone and set it for the today's presentation, for today's session. I hope my, is it visible, my screen?
Yes, Samreen, it is.
All right. Okay. Let me just share it on a full screen. Yeah. So today's session, we say mastering personal branding. And let me quickly move forward. And as Aspa also asked you, what is personal branding to you? I want you to just tell me one thing that you want people to know about you and your aspirations. Not all your aspirations, but and your aspirations. You can quickly give your answers in the chat box or even unmute yourself and speak.
Could
It
you please
requires
repeat the question once? I couldn't get that.
share one thing you want people to know about you and your aspirations.
I'll be more comfortable sharing like one-on-one rather than typing, if you don't mind.
Okay, let me reframe it. If you want the world to know about you, one thing you are an expert at, or even not an expert, but you're really good at. So, what is that one thing you want people to know about you, and what are your aspirations?
No, Samreen, I was saying that I would love to speak it out rather than typing it out. I
Sure,
hope
sure.
that. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So one thing that I want the people to know about me, most of them who know me, they know that my forte is communication skills. I love to talk to people. I love to explore more and more, and I love to gain as well as share knowledge. So that's one thing that I am comfortable with, and I would. With this session, I want to know how I can be more assertive and how I can go out and present myself, because I don't know why, but gradually as I'm growing in my age, I'm getting a bit social media shy. I don't know why. I am more comfortable when I go out in public in person, but yes, I am social media shy. I want to explore more of social media, but something is holding me back. I don't know why I'm losing that confidence. So I am sure, Samreen, with your session, I'll be able to polish that skill as well. Thank you.
Definitely. I would love for us to explore it together. All right, so we have some responses here also. Wow, lovely. A writer and a poet want to be a filmmaker, Asta says. Then I can lead others. Wow, like a leader. I can make others a leader. Then social media and communication, assertive communication for women. Okay, can we have any more responses anyone else would like to share?
I'm a small business owner with
Okay,
student.
all right. So you want to share that with the world. Lovely. Okay, help people. Okay. So now what we are sharing here, small business owner with studies. Wonderful. So what we are sharing here are, as I mentioned, one thing about you and your aspirations. So that becomes what you are offering to the world, or who you are, or what is your unique value that you are providing. And we are going to build upon this further and understand how it is related to personal branding. So, any idea, any random thought, any word that comes to your mind when we say personal branding? What are your thoughts on it? And
Samreen, I would
share.
like to say
Yeah,
that personal branding that means your I think identity.
unique.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Shall I continue? Yeah. So it's all about your thoughts, your passion, whatever you want to authenticity, or you share your thoughts in front of the people. That's called personal branding. That defines more about you. Okay, so yeah, that's called personal branding. What I know till the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Usma. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Samreen, for me, personal branding would be my inner skills that I want to present to the outside world, be it online or offline, and my show my capabilities, because according to me, everyone has that unique personality. So presenting your personality plus your skills, that's what it is.
Yeah, very well put. Okay.
According to me, can I speak?
Yeah, definitely. Please.
According to me, personal branding is about self presentation and self skills and how your life is going on and what's your struggle during this.
Yes, perfectly summed up. True. Anyone else who would like to share their thoughts?
Hi, Samreen. Can I speak?
Yes, please.
I would like to say something about personal branding. What I think is branding is kind of a trust that you built among you and the people you are presenting yourself. So it is all about how you are presenting and the people who are actually satisfied by your skills. That is the only branding thing. It is personal branding, I think, because if you are not capable of gaining a trust or something, then you cannot be a brand. And trust is always on a genuine thing or a genuine or clear or honest kind of products or honest kind of presentations, I believe.
Very true. Authenticity is a big factor in personal branding.
Thank you.
Okay. Lovely to know your thoughts, and I'm so glad that we. I don't feel like I need to elaborate much because you guys are already there. You're already aware what are we going to discuss. So here, how I decode personal branding as three basic things which revolve around which personal branding revolves. Who you are, which is your authentic personality. Then what do you stand for, your expert knowledge or your expert skill, and what unique value do you offer? So, for example, here I came across, I've been into communications. Dev Samar Kaur is also doing the same, and Nusrat is also doing the same. How are we offering, each one of us are offering unique value being in the communication industry or being in that sector? So that is our unique value or USP, which we are offering as part of our personal brand. So another thing is, as all of us, most of us are present on social media. So there become certain things which are taken as a fad or a trend. So even when you are following a certain trend, because it gives you specific views or the algorithm, pushes you up as a result when you are following a specific trend. But are you bringing in any authenticity even to that trend? What any personal twist, anything which makes you you despite that you are following that trend. For example, you go to a restaurant, right, and there is a signature dish to every restaurant. It may be a South Indian restaurant or a restaurant serving Korean food or Japanese food or Chinese, but a lot of times we go and ask for what is the chef's specialty or what is your specialty here. So that is the authentic dish, something which is very signature to that place or to that specific chef who's there. That is the personal brand which that place stands for. So that is the authenticity you bring. So you may describe yourself while writing your bio in, you are a student, you run a side business, you are very passionate about maybe, you are against animal cruelty and all of those. There may be thousands of other people in the world with you who have exactly similar profiles. A 19, 20-year-old person going to college, running a small business, passionate about XYZ. But what is it which makes you unique? So nobody can do personal branding for you or on your behalf unless you are, you are an agency, you hire an agency and do so, which again talks of big money. But what you can do is you can start and you can build small, begin small, right? And it requires your own thought process, your reflection about who you are. And that is when you are able to bring out your unique skills, your strengths, and everything into the picture. Now, we have been talking of personal branding, but why is it important, especially in today's context? So, there are a few basic things which, when I was researching, then I came across that it gives you credibility. That you are an authority in this specific area, you are a credible, trustworthy person. And people do not connect with you, they do not listen to you unless you develop a certain sort of trust with them. Number two, it definitely brings you more opportunities, better opportunities in terms of work, collaboration, networking, furthering your work, right? Then also, here you are in total control of how others perceive you. You are not simply presenting, you may be 10 different things. A person who is a 40-year-old person in their career, they may be they may have multiple interests, they may be passionate about different things. Somebody may be a consultant, they may be working a full-time job, as well as they may also dabble into side hustle, they might be an author also. Now, which side of your personality are you showcasing, or you want people to perceive you? Maybe at an literary fest, you want to present yourself as an author. In where they are in entrepreneurs, you are trying to showcase yourself that I'm an entrepreneur. So another very interesting part about personal branding is that it doesn't compartmentalizes you. You can be multiple things, you can have multiple passions, and it has got nothing to do with your age or experience. It's all whether about how passionate you are or how interested you are in a specific skill, and are you interested enough to develop it, take it professionally, or sometimes you do it as a hobby or as a passion. So it totally depends on you. Then number four is visibility. Definitely, yes. And all of us are very much aware of how it works today in today's age, especially when you see big brands. We see Shark Tank, right? And today we know all those big businessmen by their names, by their quirks, by who they are, by their personality, because they have built.
Samreen, you got muted.
Okay. Uh, am
Audible. Oh, you muted yourself again.
fine.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm saying that when we see Shark Tank, we see how all those big businessmen, they have built a personal brand for themselves. And they got this visibility, they got this opportunity, and not just by being present on TV screen, but by very much being present on social media, by being closer to people, by being closer to their consumers or their ideal clients. So that is how you develop a visibility. And number five, it definitely gives you confidence. When you have an authority, when you are an authority figure, it gives you confidence to grow, develop, and say what about your personal brand and about yourself.
Samreen, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand the fact that you have shared why we need personal branding. Probably each one of us has all these. Okay, we have inbuilt credibility. We have the opportunities right in front of us. We want to have that projection where we can control how others perceive us. We have our thought in our mind. Okay, we have that confidence that yes, if I do this, I'll excel in this, because this is one skill that I have within myself, or gradually with knowledge that I have gained, I have developed this skill. But I'm sure you might cover this, but I just wanted to put this point forward, that please do cover how we can just come out of our shell, right? Because I'm sure the people whom I have met through this meeting, most of us the young ladies will be having this issue where we have the second thought, क्या मुझे करना चाहिए, लोग क्या सोचेंगे, that society thing, right? The pressure that we have, how my parents would feel, how my friends would feel, है ना? तो कई चीजें होती है which we feel that yes, we can do this. Okay, I don't care, carefree nature. But certain things are where we feel, okay, people might judge me. I might get a fall. So am I ready to take all that pressure? So I'm sure you will cover this point, but if you can answer this question right now, it's good, or else maybe we can take it later.
I have not specifically covered this point, but I definitely had this at the back of my mind because
Yeah.
what you were saying, I have been that person, very much that person.
Yeah, me too. At this age, I don't know why, but this pressure is like killing me
No,
somehow.
the worry is the reason because just yesterday we were having a very casual conversation at my home. This is something personal and it might not be related. So I was in the kitchen and I took out an entire packet of something and I asked my husband, please find the box and I'll have to just refill it in that. He was unable to find that box. I said it has a purple lid. He was unable to find it. So I said, and he said, how does it matter? Just put a rubber band and keep it aside. I said, now this is the difference. This is the basic difference between how a man and a woman functions. So if I tend to do this, so I'm labeled as careless. So, do I care about the label? Of course, yes. Howsoever progressive I become, I haven't mentally yet reached that stage where I stop caring about labels at all. I would care. So, it requires a lot of enlightenment and a lot of inner self work to reach that stage where I do not care about the labels anymore. I would care about the label. Secondly, also as in a context in a family setup, I have kids, so I also want them to emphasize or reflect upon the fact that we become live examples, the the examples of how life should be lived. I don't want my kids, both my son and daughter, to simply use things out of packets and keep them back. They might become infested later on. So there is a proper way to use things. So that is what I said. If I told him, if a man is doing the same, that is okay. That is completely okay. He doesn't know. But why does this man doesn't know? A 40-year-old man doesn't know where to put a small packet in his kitchen, and he can't find an empty container to do so. So that is it takes a lot of courage for us because we have been raised up, all of us, Indian subcontinent women, we have been raised up on that dose of always underplaying ourselves, of always taking. Just yesterday, Fai D'Souza shared something, a NICA study where she said 67% of females, when they get complimented, they just rub it off. They do not know how to take that compliment. They give that credit elsewhere. They try to deflect the entire statement and issue. So she said, now learn at in my 40s, I'm trying to learn to take how to take that compliment, say thank you, and own whatever incredible things I am. So by all this story, what I mean to say is we need courage. And by simply sharing a status on social media, it doesn't mean I'm very social, not just social savvy, but it takes courage for me to put my thoughts out there, to put my picture out there, to say I was a trainer yesterday, I'm a writer today, and tomorrow I may be an editor, or I may go for a solo project for maybe photojournalism. That is the latest thing which has intrigued me. So all of this, whatever we are doing here, trying today to build a personal brand. So at the very core, at the very essence of whatever you are doing, as a woman, it requires you twice the courage to go ahead and show yourself out in the world, to simply own your skills. Because we have always downplayed, underplayed, because it has always said that, it is humble not to brag about yourself. So the upbringing was not to brag about yourself, but the world requires you to brag about yourself right now because you are on social media. And if you're not bragging about yourself, now bragging doesn't mean that you're putting up false things, but at least credible things, and real life skills which you have, your talent that you have, owning it and telling the world that, look, I am capable of this. So there is a slight mismatch over here on how we have been raised and how we are told now professionally to put ourselves across out in the world. So we need to balance that stuff. And if you start noticing things from this lens now onwards, I urge everyone, how even in in Shark Tank there are female founders, there are male CEOs sitting. Their attitude, their entire way of interacting, and how they feel, like there is a very marked difference if you notice among both the genders. So a female has to always work twice over. It is deep down, the attitude is deep down. So while we are beginning and we are trying to begin build a personal brand, we have to nip all those questions, all those self-doubt in the bud. And certain days you would feel like an imposter, and that is completely okay, because I've read a few biographies here and there, and even the most successful of people on days they feel like imposter. But as long as you know that you are doing certain things right, you're not cheating, you're not indulging into anything which is not right, but you're very much working towards your cause and you're putting in hard work into it. So being having imposter syndrome is okay, just that you do not have to, it doesn't have to stop you. You will have days of self doubt as well, but definitely also you have to face the brickbats. Your very own family, your closest of friends would make fun of you. They might tell you that, oh, so now you're very active, so you don't meet us but you are always present on social media. So they may not get it, they may not get it for months, for years, but trust me, I've been there. A few years down the line, things would settle down. They would understand that this is your work and this is how you do. There was a running joke on LinkedIn yesterday, which was being shared as a post, that the biggest flex a freelancer has is that their family doesn't know what they are doing. So till a long, long time, you would be not be able to make your family, your own people, your friends understand who you are, what you do. So that is okay. Treat it as part of the parcel, part of the game. I hope that answers the question. Okay, thank you. So I shared some popular names over here and how they have become a personal brand into themselves. Ali Abdal, Aman Gupta, Sudha Murthy. Can anyone tell me what is it about them that you know, or what do they stand for as per your
May I
understanding?
speak?
Yeah, sure, please.
I know three of all. First one is Ali Abdal from Morocco. He's a content creator, and recently he shared, published a book about productivity, like how can we uh, do better what is matter to us. And second one is businessman from India, Aman Gupta. And third one is Sudha Murthy. She is an entrepreneur and a wife of Nayan Murthy, and also a mother-in-law of UK Prime Minister.
Yeah. So all of us, most of us know all three of them. Ali Abdal is a doctor and he shares productivity videos. He has become a rich, very popular. Aman Gupta is the CEO of the audio gadgets called Boat, and he is known for his very unique style. He's a Shark on Shark Tank India. Sudha Murthy stands for she is an engineer. She's multiple things actually, and the most that I get out of her is her simplicity and the way she addresses, and her public speaking skills as well. So they have created a personal brand. I would say Ali Abdal is a global phenomena today. So many of us know him. We have spent endless nights binge watching his content on YouTube. Similarly goes for Aman Gupta. He has an altogether different vibe, and Sudha Murthy, known for her pearls of wisdom. All three of them, they run different businesses, multiple businesses, in fact. Do we know about all of the things they are doing professionally, or not exactly? Not in detail about the business or what they are doing, but we know them as people, who they are, what they stand for, what kind of things they share on their socials, uh, what makes them up, their personality. And at times, we even feel that, okay, if it is an Ali Abdal video, it is definitely going to have something worthwhile. So my 10 minutes, 20 minutes are not going to be wasted if I'm going to watch Ali Abdal. So that is the power of personal brand, which these people have built over the years working. So let us get down to the basics now, into the how of personal branding. How can you create a compelling personal brand? There are different elements over here. Number one is your story. Your story here means how you started. There was some problem that you saw, that you faced. You thought about it, you tried to create a solution for it, find a solution for it, you were able to do, and here you are. So that is your story. Then the skills or the knowledge which you possess, then your values, come what may, this is something you're never going to compromise on. That is the values that you hold. Your visual identity here becomes important when we talk about social media or even online, and your personal brand statement. So I'm going to explain all of these one by one. So story and personal brand statements are actually two different things. So let's begin. The very first thing is to identify your values and skills. So you can ask yourself, why am I building my brand? Your why has to be very clear. Is it just a trend just because everyone wants to build a personal brand? I would also like to do one. And there is no harm in doing so if you're trying to explore. If you're blatantly copying someone, then that needs to be stopped, and you need to put a closer thought, a deeper thought into your why. Then what do I want my audience to know me for? Why should they know me? What am I doing? How do I do things differently? What is again here the unique thing about me? And do I have a distinct skill set, experience, point of view, or passion? Some people write really well, some people do poetry very nicely, some people do painting. So and when we have that kind of talent, we feel that what's the big deal about it? Anyone can write, anyone can paint. It is just a painting. But it is not just a painting, because I cannot draw a mango to save my life, trust me. All my life I've been that person. So it is a big deal for me. Somebody draws a flower, it's such a beautiful thing to do, and that is your unique or distinct skill set. So what value do I bring to my audience by doing all of this? What am I adding more? So once you have identified this, and I want you to either take a screenshot or note it down, to actually sit down today after today's session and answer all these questions. Once you have your values and skill set ready with you, it will help you to build up on your personal branding. Then your story, a personal narrative that authentically reflects your story and aspirations. So you can focus on the clarity or now and that story everywhere where you're talking about yourself. That story goes. Have you heard of Ankur Warikoo? An Indian influencer, yeah. So Ankur Warikoo has 2, 3 personal narratives or stories that he shares repeatedly in different formats. Be it his blog, newsletter, post on Instagram, on LinkedIn, everywhere you could see the same kind of narrative that he shares. That he went for a PhD, he dropped his PhD, and he came back. He was in a long distance relationship with his wife. How trust is important, how taking risk is important, or how sometimes you do not feel like taking a specific career path. You midway stopped his PhD, he came back, and then he joined work, and then he went in for higher studies, another master's, and he bought nearby. Then he went broke, and even then his family was with him. So his narrative mostly revolves around the values of personal relationships and families. and he portrays it in different forms through different times of his life when the challenge was pretty high, but his family or his loved ones helped him to sail through. So that is his personal narrative. There could be multiple personal narratives. And again, I'm going back again and again to Shark Tank because a lot of people watch it. There was another story recently of this accessory brand owner of Rubans. Rubans is very much available on Myntra, accessories brand, earrings and jewelry and all those. So how she ran away from her house at the age of 15. She lived on streets in Mumbai, and then somehow she landed up a sales job. And from there, a few years later, she met her now husband, and then they started a company together. And then they thought of building Rubans, and now it is a multi-million dollar organization already, and quite popular at that. So that is the personal story, or the story of where there was some issue, underlying issue. You were trying to find a solution to it. You were finally able to find a solution, and maybe you do not have to. Maybe you're living that story right now, so you may not be able to actually find it. You can always go back to it. It is always personal brand is always evolving, I would say. So whatever you skills or values or story you can think of right now, maybe 3 months later it would change. So it requires upgradation as you move, as you grow forward in life. Now on that note, there is a video which I want to share. Let me know if it is audible.
No, we can't hear it.
हेलो शार्क्स, मेरा नाम प्रियाशा
Yeah,
सलूजा
now
है
we can.
और खाना बनाना और खाना खाना मेरी पूरी पर्सनालिटी है। पर जब मैं 13 साल की थी, मुझे पता चला कि मुझे पीसीओएस है और मुझसे मेरी फेवरेट हॉबी छीन ली गई। अब
Can you
हेल्दी
increase the volume a bit?
तो हम पंजाबियों का काम कैसे चलेगा? इसीलिए मैंने घर पर हेल्दी स्नैक्स बनाने का एक्सपेरिमेंट शुरू किया। इन स्नैक्स में से मैंने मैदा हटाया और उसमें मिलेट मिलाया, वाइट चीनी को किया बाय और नेचुरल स्वीटनेस को किया हाई, और ऐसे ही बनाते बनाते खाते खाते मेरे स्नैक्स बन गए ओ सो फ्लाई दैट शार्क्स शुड डेफिनेटली गिव देम अ ट्राई। और इसी से शुरुआत हुई द सिनेमन किचन की। द सिनेमन किचन एक 100% ग्लूटेन फ्री, रिफाइंड शुगर फ्री, प्लांट बेस्ड बेकरी है जो बिना प्रिजर्वेटिव्स के हेल्दी और टेस्टी स्नैक्स बनाती है।
So coming back, this was a story for a personal brand, or for a brand that this girl runs, Cinnamon Kitchen. And she described how she was suffering from PCOS and PCOD, and all the snacks which she really loved, they were stopped. And then she thought of doing something, trying something alternate around it. And she was able to discover and build a different brand for healthy eating options. So that is the story which this brand associates itself with. Then coming to the personal brand statement. So what is a brand statement? Brand statement is something which we oftentimes we can also describe as bio, or description about you, what you do, and it could be a simple one-line statement. All you need to take care of it here is to keep it very short and sweet, and focus on your audience's pain points and how you can ease that pain. Then make it conversational. The key here is that you have to write it in a way, or you have to mention it in a way like you would speak to a friend what you do. Then use social proof or numbers. If you have, maybe you have helped till now 1000 people, or you have had 500 clients, or you have served maybe 10 brands. So that is the social proof or number you could use. Speak your audience language. Gen Z knows it better than anyone else. And don't be afraid to inject a bit of humor or quirkiness or passion. So words here matter, because your brand reflects who you are. So the kind of words, the kind of language, whether you are a brand that stands for youthfulness, quirkiness, or somebody who speaks their mind, you can use those kind of things. You could even use a quote that reflects your entire life philosophy. So it could be multiple things. Whether you want to craft something and write on your own, or whether you want to something which really speaks to you, a statement that really speaks to you, that could also become your personal brand statement. And it is not compulsory that you follow all the things mentioned here. You can pick up a few and craft your own personal brand statement. Then coming to the visual identity. So we are very much aware of how brands function, like there are specific brand colors, or there is a logo and everything. So even for personal brands, certain people, if you're a blogger, people have a personal logo. Then when you begin with as a personal brand, what is important here is you have an impactful, a clear headshot of yours, a clear profile picture. And the better is that similar kind of profile picture goes on all your different platforms, be it your blog or your LinkedIn or your Instagram or Twitter. So a similar kind of a picture. Then cover photos which describe. Cover photos are again something not to be neglected. They are also a crucial place, an important place that reflect how you do what you do. And color palettes, because it brings about a uniformity. It could be something very simple, like I've used black and white because that goes with my brand, entire branding, or whatever you feel inclined towards to. You may use Canva to explore. You may use, there are a lot of different AI powered platforms now that can help you in this branding. uh, Maybe Google's Gemini can help, or ChatGPT isn't big on visual identity, so I won't take. Perplexity.ai is there. So you can use all these different things to color coordinate, and each time you're sharing a quote or each time you're sharing something, so it looks better and professional. And a consistency across all platforms. Like you write something in big bold red letters on one platform, and something very pastel and soft on another, and another day you're posting something else. So it needs to be visually consistent and appealing when somebody looks at what you are sharing. A lot of times, if you follow Mel Robbins, okay, so she has this black and white thing, and something she wears specs, and her specs are her basically kind of a work as a logo or an identity mark. So there is a yellow colored specs in most of her logo place, wherever it is written Mel Robbins. So people automatically know that there is a streak of yellow inside that, inside all that data or information. So that is Mel Robbins who stands for it. And visual identity isn't very difficult to create. Over a period of time you would be able to figure it out. Now, here are some personal branding statements for you, which we discussed at how you can make, personal brand statements. And I have collected some very different kind of statements, something one very unique from the other. So, a business consultant who says being a business owner is challenging. It doesn't have to be confusing. I'll show you how. Right. So, this person is telling people how they're helping. Tony Robbins, someone who's a spiritual guru and author of multiple books, he says that he's into the spirituality mode. So he says, be a blessing. That is all. A three-word brand statement. Marie Forleo says the world needs that special gift that only you have. And I've also included my own personal branding statement, which is there on Instagram, which I've written. I turn your hazy ideas into heartwarming write-ups, fueling growth through soft skills training. These are two things that I do, and I've clearly mentioned them. So that is how personal branding statements could be made. Now, coming to how you can use this personal branding and how is it helpful in what ways across different social media platforms you have. Now, there is another thing that we are quite overwhelmed when not just when we are watching social media, scrolling through reels or tweets or posts, and add to it the pressure that you have to share also on different mediums. So I would say, to begin with, choose one medium, one platform to build your social brand on. If you have the capacity, you can take in more. At the most, you can take in two, but not more than two at a time, because your one person army cannot take in all that pressure. So, social media, when we begin with, I feel LinkedIn as a professional platform. So, if you are promoting yourself as a professional, you're building a personal brand as a person who is into some profession, then LinkedIn is the best place to be. Here, you will get professional networking, you are able to showcase your skills and experience. Twitter, where you can have real-time conversations, you can gain industry insights. So if you are a business owner, a tech business owner, or a entrepreneur, or some place like this. Instagram, a very visual medium. So if you are into something that requires more of, a visual thing, maybe you are a food blogger, a small business owner that requires you more to share pictures of what you do. So then Instagram is your best place to be. Visual storytelling showcases your work and personal interest. And finally, blogs. Writing blogs, sharing things on blogs. So your blog could be, you can use Medium, you can have your own blog on Blogspot or WordPress, or you can even make a small website. Free websites are you can make on Wix or maybe Canva. And there is a blog option over there also. So it showcases your expertise, authority, and thought leadership. You can even write blogs on LinkedIn. So that is how you can use different channels and establish yourself as personal branding. Now, this was a post I shared some time back on LinkedIn, and it pretty much sums up the whole thing, which is 5-step framework for personal branding. So the very first step, your personal branding, how it begins. Somebody would come to think of it, they would search for you or look for you, go to your profile. So the very first thing, the very first impression is your profile that makes on these on anyone who's visiting it. So you can infuse personality into your profile by using maybe humor, by using words that speak to you, by making it personalized and showcase who you are. Then share your journey and not just your achievements. I see it all the time. A lot of people, influencers, freelancers, left, right, and center, telling people in 12 months, I was able to run a business of 6 figure. Or in this much time, I was able to scale my business to this much, or I got these many followers. So, social media has become another gimmick or game, but if you are utilizing it judiciously, then it is going to definitely help you. You might have hundreds of followers, thousands of followers on social media, but ask yourself, is it giving you any advantage? Is it bringing you money? Is it bringing you business? Is it bringing you any sort of advantage to the entire situation? Just because another person who is in the same industry or who is into the same profession, they have 10,000 followers, you're stuck at 5. So very important thing is to stop the comparing game, because your journey is unique and you got to share about it, even your moments where you were learning or you failed. Now that makes us even more awkward to share our failures, but it opens door for you, where it shows your human side, where it shows that you are somebody who is very much like the person who's reading this post. So you are not this super achiever who is on a high, achieving things all the time. So it will make you more relatable, more trustworthy, and more authentic in your connections. Then speaking your mind, which is, everybody feels a specific or certain way, but you do not feel that. Okay, you have a different viewpoint. Just because you have a different viewpoint, you would feel hesitant to share that. What will people say? Or somebody would say that you are a fool, or you do not know enough, or you are not an expert, so why are you writing this? But the best part about social media is that all of us are now publishers. Me, you, anyone else, everybody. We have phones or laptops in our hands. and we have the authority and right to publish. Just that we need to take care that we are not misinforming people and we are not sharing something which is not, which hasn't been cross-checked. So feel free to speak your mind, and you have to develop that a little bit of thick skin, as I mentioned earlier, to welcome the brickbats also that come with it. But that is going to prepare you in the long run for success, or that is what leadership is all about. Then there is a point which I say, treat it like your mom treats her guests, because treat people who come to your profile in a very respectful manner. So when you go to someone's profile or you see somebody has written something and you really like it, so add some valuable comment to it. Just like you have had, multiple thoughts and doubts before sharing anything, similarly, that person would have also a similar amount of doubts and thoughts about whether to share or not. And they took that effort to finally put it out. So it is better that you appreciate that person. And your comments actually people that do this also, they've started doing that. They are AI generated comments now, and they look trust me, they look really crappy when an AI language is easily detected when you read them. So treat it in a very personal way. Appreciate the people for the effort they are putting in. It won't take much of your time, like 2 to 3 minutes to drop a meaningful comment. Instead of just showing a thumbs up or making a smiley or saying that that's good or how nice. Because when you take that effort to write something genuine and meaningful, it not just brings a smile to the other person's face, it helps you form a genuine connection. And from there you can go into the conversation could go into your DMs, and they may turn out to be a prospective client, or you may collaborate with them even later on at a later stage. And that brings you to notice also, when you keep on doing this for maybe say a month, just try this experiment for a month, and you will see that now people know you, people know that you are here to establish authentic and genuine connections. And finally, be open to learning. There is no such thing as I know everything, or because the more we learn, the more we grow. So with that, I'll pretty much wrap up today's session, and I would like to ask you, what is one actionable step that you will take to enhance your personal brand from whatever we have learned today? And to take this forward, I have a small homework for all of you. If you could write your brand story and share it on social media, your brand story or your personal brand statement also, that would also do. So if you haven't written it till now, so please write it down, share it on social media, and please do tag me so that I can have a look at it. I would enjoy reading all those. So thank you.
Okay, so we are about on time, but we will be able to take one or two questions. So if you have any
May I
questions,
speak?
yeah, Nazia, go ahead.
I just want to say one thing that still that you have said that I can share my brand story, and then it's a good thing to share your brand story. But somehow I believe that I'm not still a brand, and this belief system in me has been so much prolonged that I still think that I have to be doing something more, something more, something more. So then I will be a brand or something like that. Is this a the thought can be managed, or is it is I'm going okay? It's right for me. The thing
Now,
is.
I would say override a thought, because you already are a brand. When you are putting yourself on social media, whether you're doing something as a brand or not,
Mhm.
there are multiple things which can be said here. What is that criteria of yours that you think would make you a brand? Be something as grand as an Apple brand or a Nike, or begin from the very day with this attitude that I am a brand, I'm out there, so I'm putting myself out there. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
Okay. So I can talk about myself now.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
all the time.
Can I say?
Yes.
When I'm sharing stories of myself on social media, I'm very scared about that. So how to be overcome that fear?
What is it that's scaring you?
What people think about me, it's to be okay or not.
You know, even if you're not sharing stories on social media, you might come up in people's conversation and they would be thinking about you. You can't avoid people's thoughts.
Yeah,
So you have to be daring enough to go ahead with that idea that it's okay, people will think. And let me tell you a very personal secret or something that, after a point of time, you will get a kick out of it. Let people think. So give them fodder for thinking. As they say ना, लोग क्या सोचेंगे वो भी हम ही सोचेंगे तो लोग क्या सोचेंगे.
Okay, any further questions? I hope we are good to go. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of our today's session. And thank you so much, Samreen, for enlightening us with this
My
session
pleasure.
Yeah,
early.
excuse me. I have a question. Can you hear me now? Audible enough?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah, I want to ask this relationship. I call this meeting a relationship. We have started with your organization. Is this relationship going to end after this meeting, or are we else continuing, to mentor each other and then forge ahead and make it bigger for us to be recognized in future?
Well, yeah, for sure. We are doing so. And to all the people out there, I'm sharing the WhatsApp group link with you. So, led by an American Center, do believe in peer mentoring. So, if you are with us, you are definitely going to learn in the sessions, but more than that, within the tribe, within the community. So I am sharing the group link with you. We would love to see you all join that group for more updates, for peer learning, and at the same time, yes, you can connect with the rest of your group members. So here we are. So I have
Ma'am,
All right.
would love to see you in the group.
Yeah, we love to continue. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I think I should be a mother to all of you. But I would be glad to be part of your movement so that we can share and work together to make the lives of the female gender better. Inshallah.
Absolutely, and it's because of the support like you that we are able to work for the Indian Muslim women and particularly catering to the Indian women at a larger scale. So yeah, thank you so much.
You're
Any
welcome.
further questions, any further doubts, anyone would like to share or think? Yeah, Tuba, go ahead. We have just 2 more minutes, so yeah, just go ahead.
actually, I have idea from a so long time. Actually, I'm inspired by Ali Abdul and I want to start my own podcast series so long, but I'm unable to do that because of some reason. Sometimes I don't know how to build a connection with peoples and how to invite them. Can you please help me to build a connections with peoples and to start my journey?
Tuba, I'm not an expert in podcasting and, to make you understand how it works. But yeah, I can definitely guide you to people who are doing fabulous in podcasting. I know a couple of them. So you can DM me either on, connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, and I'll connect you with those people.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure.
And with this, we are just wrapping up with our session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. But first of all, thank you so much for working for your own professional development. It itself shows that how much you are keen to work for yourself, that you are taking out time on a weekend, on a Sunday morning, and you are just here to learn something new. So you are one step ahead of the rest of the world. So thank you so much for that. And this workshop's recording will be definitely given to you afterwards. And yeah, please do share it with your friends who are not able to join it and help them to grow as well. Since, yeah, we are a part of a community. So you have to grow, but more than that, you have to help others to grow as well. And we would love to see your comments, your thoughts, your feedback about the session as well. We are seeing already in the comment section some of the really good responses and on the WhatsApp groups as well. So would love to see, you can share your thoughts on social media and likewise. So keep yourself posted with more updates, and yeah, we will be bringing more stuffs with you. So thank you so much everyone and see you soon.